Hey there, Ryan here. I am checking this new YouTube live thing out. It's brand new. I don't even know where it shows up or how it goes on your profile. Here we go. How are you doing? I'm gonna get in to do some sculpting here in a second. Live now, we're going. Okay. Let's go give you some content, huh? Let's give you something kind of interesting to watch. Hey, tell me who's watching. This is brand new to me. Let me push it in here. Show live chat. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, number 17 people. Let's talk about anatomy. If you didn't catch me on Facebook, I was talking about something else. I was talking about how we wire ourselves as artists. Now I want to talk about pelvic anatomy. Hey, LD. And let's look at this from a front view. Let's look at it from this view, yeah? I'll get over here and position this so that we can kind of see it. And I'm gonna drop the camera down so you're more at this view. So you're seeing this? Carlos, you have to tell me where you saw this. This Facebook Live thing is new to me. All right, so here's what I wanna do. I'm gonna try to make this brief. I want to show you one of the most important things that people screw up in terms of anatomy. Now, you might know over at GameArtInstitute.com, I have an anatomy class that registration is closing. Again, GameArtInstitute.com. You just go there, you see the boot camp, you go to library, and it'll be down there. Hey, Michael. Hey, Carlos, you got a YouTube notification. Sweet. Okay. Now, before I get going, let me tell you a little bit about how I've got this thing kind of structured. You see my guy back here, but this is basically an enlargement. And if I come down here, you'll see I have a pot of clay, warm clay. This is J Mac Classic Clay. Hey, Michael, thanks for letting me know. And I'm gonna just right now go over a couple of anatomy points and tips because I'm just checking out YouTube Live and seeing how this whole thing works. But the pelvic area, this is the one that we really need to make sure that we understand how this works. Because most people, when they sculpt this, they'll go from the ASIS, and you just take a line straight across, and there's a bunch of fat right there. So it'll look something like, if I'm gonna paint it on, this stuff dries pretty quick. It'll look something like with this volume that comes in like this. Let me just squeeze a whole bunch of that out. And a little bit more and a little bit more. There we go. Most people will draw this volume in here, and they'll have this fat that kind of hangs over the ilium. And so this starts to look, this is some hard stuff to work with when it gets a little. All right, 1 second. It'll start to look like the pelvic area is this line that comes here, and then you get this mass that's there. Let me move you in a little closer for those of you who are watching this. All right. We'll start to look and think about it as though this area tends to be this kind of line that goes like this. But one of the things that we need to understand about the hip is, where is the ilium? So ASIS, I'm gonna draw a line way up. This is the hip bone, way up over here. That's gonna be the top of the hip. It comes way up here. Look how far this comes up. If you were to say come over here and look at it from a side view, or front view, sorry, rather, look at where that is in relationship to the belly button and in relationship to the pubic symphysis. Look at how high up that point is. And you can do this on yourself as well. You can come in, take your hand, you put it on your ASIS. I'm not gonna naked here, but you put it on your ASIS and you kind of roll that up. Roll it up. So ASIS is here, roll it up, up, up. There you go. That's the top of my pelvic bone, is right there. So what is that space in between that? 4 inches, 3 inches, right? the hip bone goes way up in to the rib cage, way up there. And so when we do this, we've got to make sure that in our sculpt, we are also transferring that all the way up. So what I do is I'll take this ASIS and then I start to carve out a good bit of this and start to flatten this plane. The external oblique and the fat that's around there, that does tend to kind of, it does make this circular form that does go over the ilium. So it comes in over the ilium like that. And that's pretty cool, you know, but you got to keep in mind that that's going higher than you're generally thinking about it. It's coming way up here and affecting things all the way back here. So it's going to come in. We're going to get a little bit of the external oblique as it comes from the ilium out to the 10th rib. There's a line that comes like that. And then we've got another little bit of the external oblique that's coming up to the 8th rib and all the rest of those. But this area right here, once you've got that line in, which again is a good bit of distance above, once you get that line in, now you've got the gluteus medius that you've really got to start to define. And so I'll come in, for example, again, I'm using hot JMac clay. And I'm going to start to build a little bit of volume right there. Still with me? All right, still with me? All right, there we go. Okay, we're going to paint this up just a little bit, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I got to get into an interview for the boot camp here. But see, I'm just going to add this all the way up. ASIS, moving this all the way up there. Let me just add a little bit more. I'm going to let that then dry a little bit, harden, and then I got to get about the business of rounding it, contouring it. All right, there we go. All right, quick tips. I'm going to check this out and see how this works, but thanks for joining me. And let me know if this stuff is useful and how it's useful. I'm always checking out new things and trying to see how these new mediums work. I will talk to you later. Have an awesome day.